Hey guys, Harry here, back for Katawa shoujo. And last thing that happened was the rooftop lunch, right? And the walk into town. Probably. Either way, getting straight back into it, so the students roll in class on a Saturday morning session. They have to go to school on a Saturday. That kinda sucks. Each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people who've worked through the night. And also only gone on Saturday. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until the lunch break, then our time is our own. Muto lurches into a class in a tired stagger. I suppose students aren't the only people who enjoy their late Friday nights. Without saying a word, he scrawls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behaviour for him, but it appears that no one in class is going to call him out on it. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks in a position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. No peep is heard among the ruffling papers. That can be partly attributed to the two empty seats by me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present. Probably doing council work for the festival. Stay quiet about Misha present. I wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she's making up for Shizune's lack of voice. Nikai, can I speak to you a moment? I'm so engrossed in thinking about Misha that I don't even... Whoa, what, she go for there, Sal? I don't even notice Mutao approaching my desk. Sure, what's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. Something about this doesn't sound too good, but I stand up and follow him out into the hallway. Muto stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he is trying to say. Not knowing what's going on, I wait silently. So, tell me how things are going. Things? I expected Muto to be a little vague, but this is pushing limits. You know, things. You've had a week to settle in now, so how are things? Fine, I guess. I see, and how is your condition? The pause before condition seemed a little unnecessary. Haven't had any problems so far. A brief shimmer of relief passes across Mutao's face. Tao, tu, tad, tu, said. Should I go back to calling him Moo? Good, that's good. The school nurse was a little concerned he might have been pushing himself a bit too hard. He asked me to keep an eye on you when he couldn't. That makes sense. Apparently. I'd ask that you don't blow off so freely. As much as we try to give you the level of education that you'd get at normal school, you have to realise that you have limits. Our goal is to make sure that you know those limits, how to maximise your potential with them. What has this got to do with anything? Do you follow me? No, I don't. I don't plan on doing anything stupid. Well, that's a good start, I guess. What's this got to do with anything? So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't really think so. I tried to keep up while I was in the hospital. It hasn't been too hard. Mutao taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there who realise the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was just trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah, you gotta keep on top of these things, right? That's exactly it. One wrong move in the world and you're left behind, right? Right. When will that happen? No, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but one of them could be the next key to the next big thing. Where did this conversation come from exactly? Like, maybe back to the swim thing, and this just kind of happened. I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious that Muumu's serious talk is over and he's gone back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. In fact, in hindsight, I think I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. Well then, I think that's all I really had to say. Let's get back inside, shall we? My relief at the suggestion is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right? Mutao pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have said that to me before. For an instant I consider replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back in the classroom. A few of the students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they were working on the questions on the board. Don't even bother, their heads slumped on the desk as they nap. Thankfully it would appear that Muto doesn't even notice them. He turns to a desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of the drawers. I guess I got to him in there. Class returns to a near silence that Muto and I left in before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest or the chance to get the last-minute preparations underway. The clock on the wall slowly ticks the remaining class time away, until finally the bells cry out, ending the torment. Before you leave, I expect the answers to those problems by Monday. The class sighs as one, instantly regretting slacking off, but still actually aware of the more pressing issues at hand. The classroom empties in a blink as everyone rushes the last-minute festival preparations. I stay behind and try to quickly finish the questions, so I don't have to bother it over the rest of the weekend, with the festival and all tomorrow. Apart from me, Annika is the only one left, obviously waiting for Lily. It's weird that Lily comes all the way to our classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around is at least nominally harder for her than it is for Hanako. But it's none of my business, and naturally I don't ask about it from Hanako. Despite the relative proximity of our seats, neither tries to strike up a conversation about that, or nothing else either. So an oppressive silence falls upon the classroom. Time passes in silence. It's probably just 15 or so, but it feels longer. 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn pages of my notebook. Hanako turns the pages of the novel she's reading. Ugh. Why do I have such a hard time reading? My pencil led splinters against the paper just as I was about to finish a paragraph. The sounds of my irritated sigh and subsequent fumbling around for a sharpener feels like they're breaking the mood in the classroom. Hanako keeps her eyes firmly away from my direction. For long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. Hanako? Her name is all it takes to make Hanako jump up from her desk and run to Lily. Seems like mother relationship going on there. They talk quietly for a moment, but it isn't long before Lily leaves down the hall and Hanako idly back in the classroom, taking her seat once again. I watch Hanako out the corner of my eye, out of sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. For a couple of minutes she does nothing but sit with her chin in her hand, staring at the desk dejectedly. The boredom evidently becomes too much for her though, her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. I don't think that isn't the one I saw her reading at the library. She must be quite a fast reader to get through them at this rate. But why would Lily leave her to her own devices? Seems to be quite out of the ordinary, going by Hanako's reaction. Ah, that's right. I think Lily mentioned something about going to town today before Rin bumped into us. Need to do something. The thought of the walk makes me look outside. The bright sun and occasional people wandering around, enjoying the afternoon makes me yearn to get out of school. Or at least do I do something other than sit here. It's over, you can leave. Just saying. Given into one of the worst vices, procrastination, I decide that history is a subject best studied on Sunday, or Monday, or any other day other than this one. I give a grunt as I level myself on my seat, briefly debating with myself whether or not to hang out with Kenji. She don't strike me as the enjoying the nice weather outside with others kind of person. Really, I guess I'll catch up with him later. Oh, got my hopes up. Changing tacks, I briefly entertain the idea of talking with Hanako, but by the time I look at her seat, it's vacant. She must have left for the library. There's got to be something to do to kill the time. I think this might be my decision. Now, probably run to Lily if I went to town, but before I go around Hanako if I go to the library. Let me ponder this while I eat this cookie. Couldn't tell, I've already decided on this. I just want to eat a cookie. I'm just stalling. Anyway, let's go to the library. Library seems as good a place as any to go. Hanako looked as she was taken pretty off guard by Lily leaving, so she might want someone to talk to. Flinging my bag over my shoulder, I make my way out of the classroom. This is weird though, it's like, not a lot of change, but a slight enough change to actually change it. You know? And I'm guessing it's gonna change even more. It's weird, it's like decisions don't do a lot, but they kind of add up to all kind of change, like, what happens. Kind of weird in that way. I walked down the hallway of the library, past a multitude of closed doors. For each one the sound of furious rehearsal can be heard. Rock music blares out of one door, almost as loud as a concert. I guess that's one of the advantages of a private school. There are actually enough rooms to go around at a time like this. When I think about it, the grounds and... I was just thinking, like, yeah, private rehearsal, not like... Yeah. Rehearsal and the music, not separate. Right, that was just me being stupid. And when I think about it, the grounds and buildings of the school are kept in pretty good condition. That can't be too cheap. I've heard this place has some pretty serious benefactors. The walls of the library only partially insulate the noise of the festival preparations, but there are only sounds to be heard. Not a soul stirs here, with everyone apparently enjoying the weather outside or working on festival events. Yuko isn't here either. Maybe she doesn't work on Saturdays. I quietly walk through the library, now familiar with its layout. I head to the back where Hanako's private little corner is. I run my hand along the spines of the books on the way through, feeling the individual texture as I glance across the titles. That wasn't bad. I used to do this all the time at the library at the hospital. I thought you said there wasn't a library. Didn't you just say it was like a little place with a couple of books? Some things never change, I guess. Like the smell of the library, no matter how much care you take, the paper in the books is always going to degrade with time. Probably no matter which library you go into, anywhere in the world, must have that same musty smell. I find something that looks light enough to read without any major thought involved, then look for Hanako in the reading area. Once again, she's sitting on the beanbag with her back to the bookshelf, reading the same book she'd had in class. She's slowly making her way through the pages. Unlike last time I saw her here, I quietly take a seat in the beanbag, noisy enough to catch her attention but not startle her. Hey, he's learning! Isn't that nice? This delicate routine that must be followed each and every time I try to talk to her almost feels like hunting game. Is that the same book as before? Yes, I'm almost finished. Ooh. I wonder if I should... Do you mind if I borrow it when you're finished? Do you even know what bloody book it is? My mouth is faster than my mind, it seems. Sure, you may not like it, but... Sure, it can't be that bad. After all, you've stuck with it, haven't you? I guess. Yeah, do you not even know what the book is? Hey, my cookie. I settle in my beanbag and set about reading my own book. It must have been buried in my bag. It's a light novel about pirates, but also I'm barely skimming over the words. I haven't chosen the book, maybe because it belongs to a different genre than I usually read. Finding it hard to muster enough enthusiasm to finish the book, I'm noting that I've inadvertently distracted Hanako quite a bit. I decide to try and make conversation. So I see Lily left without you? Now that I think about it, that was probably not a great idea leaving her and down on her own. Just saying. Wait, I can't remember, was she partially blind or like full blind? Wait, but... I can't remember. I can't. She nods before taking her eyes off the book. She must have been really into it after all. Lily said she had to go and meet someone. Oh? Akaria, her sister. Oh, I should have went. That sounds more interesting. I don't know. Could have been really bad. Sister? I haven't heard her talk about her family. She and Akaria used to live together. I thought all the students lived in dorms. Did they? I mean, we don't have to. But it's easier, right? I mean, there's food here and you're close to school. I don't think I've ever been to class on time so often in my life. A badly hidden smile proves quite rewarding. In the back of my mind I know I have a bit of homework to catch up on, but it's quite comfortable in here. No one can find me or force me into working on their pet projects either. Though now that I'm thinking about the festival, another question comes up. Hanako, what are you doing for the festival? For a split second, I think that Hanako is about to throw a book in the air from shock. Sorry? I was just asking what you're doing for the festival tomorrow. Anything planned? I don't know. Hanako answers the way that people do when they don't want you to ask any more questions. I take it large crowds and loud music aren't really her thing. Oh, okay. Change the subject. So what's Lily's sister like? Good save, man. She's really nice. She's pretty like Lily, but she dresses business-like. Business-like? She's always wearing a suit. I see, and that makes her less pretty somehow? Hanako gives an embarrassed shake of her head. No, just different. I'll admit this has got me intrigued. To hear Hanako talk about someone other than Lily is a first, and to be complimentary about it too. But as I try to picture this mystery sister, all I can think of is a Lily in a suit. I can't imagine that not being attractive. Not at all. Well, one day you have to introduce me to her. But okay. A brief conversation ends as abruptly as it started, and we both return to our novels. Well, that was nice. I guess. Passage time is marked only by the gradual movement of the patch of light cast through the window. So the noises from the various rehearsals in the building fade and out and die as students start to get hungry and tired. Oh, honestly, I'm sorry for my reading. Ugh. Just thinking about that makes my stomach start to turn knots around itself. I think it's time to head back. Do you think Lily would be back by now? I think I might head back to the dorm. I'm pretty tired from this week. And not a word of that is a lie. Moving to a new school as it ramps up for a major event has been taxing, to say the least. I can feel myself nodding off as I read my book. But okay, I might stay here a little longer. Look at Hanako's book and see that she's only a few pages from completing it. For a moment I could see her hanging around until she finishes. Once again my stomach turns, emitting a gurgling sound. Sure thing. Well, I'm going to head off before it gets dark. See you around, okay? But okay, see you, Sal. Later. Sal. But thank you for hanging out with me. I see how hard it was for her to get that simple sentence out of her mouth. Leaves me hanging for a moment. So there is someone in school who is even lonelier than me. Maybe lonely is the wrong word. I haven't been lacking company for the first week, but I still managed to feel somewhat alone and detached. Maybe lonely is the wrong word for Hanako too. She has Lily after all, doesn't she? I realise I've been standing there for too long without answering, and pull off a flawless, not too exaggerated smile. You're welcome. Good night, Hanako. It's like, aww. Good night. It's like, aww. I leave her to finish her book and head back to the dorms, and the promise of food. Ah, speaking of which, still got cookie. So this game is really well written, like, honestly. Seriously, if this sells a book version, I would read it, but yeah, it would be kind of... then again, I don't know, I feel like it would work pretty well as a book. I mean, you don't have the images, but a lot of books you don't have images. Might have to be like a little bit more descriptive about the people, but that'd be kind of it, you know? I feel like they did kind of skip on that because they don't really need to at all. Anyway, next day I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's Sunday and no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but a festival as well. From my window I can see some people at the soba booth, slinging noodles on the plates for people with a craving for low quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others. So I'm not as worried about them as I should be, for I should be. There's no urgent obligations regarding education. I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, that's kind of harsh. I'm just thinking about Moo set homework when there's a festival. That's kind of harsh. You know... like, damn. Finishing my morning routine, I exit in the hallway, intending to go out and find something to eat. Yes! Passing by the door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to, today out of impulse. I'm curious if he has any plans since A1 is doing someone. A1 is doing something. Then again, I can picture him built a soundproof shelter in his room. Possibly sound like a fort, complete with no girls allowed sign. And with the girls crossed out, and body, crudely scratched underneath. Knocking on the door, which is luckily devoid of any kind of sign, I hear again the unsettling clinking of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up with a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Oh, it's you. Damn, it's early. It's not really that early. What is it, man? Nothing. I was just going to ask what you're going to do today. Half the school is out there already. Out there? Why? What? What? Is today special? Why? Why are they there? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun? It suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? It's yesterday. Psst, just trying to creep them out. Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden booths outside and people selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed at all times to afford the snipers. It's the festival. You know that, right? Oh shit, that's the day. Oh, damn it! I can't believe I forgot. I don't have the fort finished yet. This is bad. It's going to be a very bad day. It's good you told this man. Told me this, man. This is going to be a bad day. Why? Oh man, they're going to be everywhere. The people outside my window. Socializing. Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill. It's going to be loud as hell. Damn. Now it's going to go out today. And that's ruined. Everything is ruined. This is awful. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. You could say he's majorly freaking out. I can't believe this. So this is what today was. Damn, I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't even brave myself. And now it's here. I can't do anything. You sure told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know. But I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. Sorry. I thought you knew. So I guess you're not going to do anything today. The music just makes this time 10 times better. The weather's even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not though. There's no reason to stay inside. Yeah, you should check the festival out. Kenji groans a mother and covers his face with his hands. No, I can't do it. They'll leave me alive out there. I know it. That's be a joke. But he said it with such a straight face. Relatively straight. What are you gonna do? We should hang out in there. You can help. You can help me build my fort. We might still make it if we work together. I know, I'm pretty hungry, so I thought I'd get some food first and then check out the attractions. Your class project seemed pretty cool, and I gave a hand to it, so I want to see at least that one, and chat with Lily, I guess. Speaking of that, don't you have any obligation for the project? Are you out of your mind? That blind board is up to no good. I can feel it in my spleen, man. A presence like a dark shadow that's in the way of my great vision. As expected of blind people. What? Besides, I thought you also... Goes up his hand to interrupt me. Only legally. Metaphorically, I can see farther than any man before me has seen. I know, I just can't. Oh, I love everyone in these conversations. It's like so random, it's just brilliant. Right. Kenji looks stoically into metaphorical distance to emphasize his statement, thrusting his chin forward to look manlier. Actually, it's just a corridor wall 2 meters away, but it's all the same. I can see the future of mankind. It's a dark one, unless the threat of women is stifled. They're everywhere. He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster like he's trying to start a fire, and slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm gonna have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, and then knock the lights out of myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day. You're gonna knock yourself out? I have the perfect thing for that. I must bet. But Kenji, if you knock yourself out, you'll lose so much time in defeating the feminist conspiracy. Don't go to the festival. Alright? Later, dude. Door slowly closed with a low creak. I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. Does anyone know how they feel about that conversation? After buying a plastic plate from Takayoki, I hear voices. Oh, that's really weird. I hear like very distant mumbling. Oh, that's weird. From a stall belonging to the class next to ours, I take a seat in the school gardens and watch people pass. I abstinently nibble away at the rather bland tasting item. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's better than nothing, and didn't cost much. As I look out towards the school, watching the people coming and going, proves a surprisingly entertaining way of passing time as I eat. Little children accompanied by parents or grandparents scamper around in the din from event to event. One hand... Damn cookies! One hand dragging their company and the other bearing an oversized colourful snack. I can't help but notice the age range among the people who here is skewed towards the elderly, something I've noticed when I was walking around town. It must be one of those towns where the only people left are those that lived here their whole lives and ardently refuse to leave, and those wanting to live out the rest of their lives in one of the increasingly few tranquil places. I guess that also goes away to explaining how conservative Yamaku's school culture seems to be. Not that I mind one bit. I kind of like how calm Yamaku and its surroundings are. The heat, though, is another matter entirely. Staying in one place for too long has focused my mind on how annoyingly humid it's getting, now that the hottest part of the day is here. I'd better get moving, like, yeah! The sound of the alarm bell takes me completely by surprise as I stand up, a reaction shared by a few of the people strolling around as well. The PA system crackles to life. After the tolling bell ends, its age shows as the principal makes a barely intelligible announcement over it. Oh, the PA system. Makes a lot more sense. Officially opening the festival. That's very much in full swing. It's quite amusing to contrast the pleasant smiles of the older folk against the alternative pained and bored grimace of the younger chargers. The students on the other hand seem to pay it little heed. Nevertheless, as the address finally ends, all are united in polite, if not overly enthusiastic applause, and then get back to business. Slipping a hand in my pocket to look as relaxed as possible, I casually glance around for something to do. It's somewhat difficult to see very far with all these people around. I decide to fall back on a tired and trustless rule, go where everyone else seems to be gathering, right now. That's the school courtyard and surroundings. Find the used plate in the trash can, and make my way towards the school building. Seeing the number of stalls around the perimeter of the school building surprises me. Quite a few of the class has been opted to have multiple stalls. In a sign which to visit first, I catch a sight of a familiar banner with a blue pan border and red text. This stall is a good place to start as any. I'm curious as to how it's going, after all the work she and her class has been doing for it. Stepping up to it, I begin to see why the class took so long to organise everything. Yep, I get that. Especially if sight isn't, a positive in your group. Easily twice as wide as many of the other stalls, and with equipment for cooking strewn everywhere. It's closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival event. Wait. You're telling me the highest working the ones who did the most were the blind ones? Good for them. Good for them. As soon in front of me takes a bowl of noodles and leaves, I walk up to the counter. The girl behind it seemed quite exasperated and asked me to wait a moment before she disappears underneath the counter. Seizing a moment, I take a quick glance around. Steam seems to be rising from everywhere as pots and pans simmer away. The most blind of the students are unpacking ingredients while being helped by someone who is probably the teacher of 3-2. It doesn't take long to notice Lily among them, talking with the teacher as she quickly counts out the boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression and the fact that both she and the teacher seem to be in a state of mild confusion, it appears that there's been some problem in coordination. Before I can stare any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again. I only look back and ask where the spare change box is. Lily pauses for a moment before she and the girl switch places at the counter, and the teacher quickly walks off somewhere. Sorry about that, we're having a few problems. What would you like? Takes me a second to remember what I'd come here for. My eyes quickly dart aside to read the menu sitting on the counter. Oh, I guess some miso soup? Oh, is that Sal? Yep, looks like you're pretty busy. Her face all but confirms it as she drops her waitress card. Card? Card. I remember that was always moved poke one, I always called it facade. But I think it's for card, isn't it? Card? Good. Probably. Anyway. Hey, it's Japanese. Kind of. Meshing Pokemon's kind of relevant. Somewhere along the line, our order got mixed up. We're trying to fix it now, but it seems that we only have half of what we needed. Wouldn't serving smaller portions cover the problem? It seems like that's what we'll have to do. I wish that we didn't. The fact that good half of our class is gone doesn't help either. Or, yeah, Kenji's kinda... Whoops. I glanced behind to see how many people are actually operating the stall. It couldn't be over about 8. I take it that's why your teacher left? That's right, she's going to try and round up a few more of her classmates to help. Hearing the sound of footsteps by me, I stealthily glanced backwards to see an elderly couple taking a place in the line. I just about stopped loitering around and chatting. Here's the money for the soup. Soup, alright, going right up. Lee turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup as I hand over the money for it. Taking the coins in her palm, I can't help but notice how efficiently she counts them along with her long pale fingers. Eventually I'm satisfied that I've handed over correct change she puts in a small metal tray. It isn't long before the soup is made and carefully handed to her, after which she turns and subsequently passes it to me. Thanks, I'll come back to drop off the bowl. Thank you, Asao. Oh, is there nothing? Have you seen Hanako? Hanako? No, not today. Why? Yesterday. Gives a small sigh of abject disappointment. It's okay. I was just wondering what she was doing for the festival. Huh. Oh. I think something's going on there. I don't know, something seems off. You'll come back when you're done then? Sure, I'll keep an eye out for Hanako too. Thank you, Asao. I walk off from the stool and find a seat, carefully cradling the steaming wooden bowl in both hands. It's made of wood. Yeah. Nice touch. Compare the dumplings from before. It's quite nice. A little cool compared to what it probably should be. Perhaps, but the flavour isn't enough to cover for that reasonably well. As I drink, I can't help but feel somewhat guilty for not being as involved in the festival as others. Can't really be helped, considering I was dropped in school only a week ago. It still weighs heavily on my mind. That, and the fact that few students don't really seem to be enjoying the festival as much as the visitors. Eventually I finish a bowl and leave the stall to drop it off. Seeing that there seems to be no line at all, I take my time walking up. It seems that the teacher's mission paid off. There are now over a dozen students helping. Much of the unpacking has been done. Despite most of them seeming quite relaxed as they work, Lily still appears to be somewhat stressed. Lily doesn't look impressed at all, and I can't really blame her. On top of her issues with her stall, she seems to be worried about Hanako. Oh, whoopsie-doos. Yep, get rid of that one. Yep. I can't really help with the former, so I guess there's only one way I can help is by trying to take her mind off our shy mutual friend. Placing the bowl back on the counter, I call out to Lily. Hey Lily, don't worry about Hanako. Hanako, yeah. Hanako, I'll go find her and hang out with her, okay? I see Lily's relief plainly written across her face. Thanks, Asao. And if you see anyone from our class, can you tell them to come back here, please? Will do, have a good one, and make sure to take a break. I only know one, and that's not gonna work. I will if I can. See you later, Asao. Okay. We're off. I leave Lily in the stall and head out in search of Hanako. In a way I feel bad trying to leave her with the crowds, but even though she was clearly under pressure, I can't help but think she's enjoying herself. The halls are packed with swaying crowds, meandering throughout the festival. There's only one thing I know about Hanako. It's that she's not going to be anywhere near this. With all students showing their friends and family their dorms, I doubt she'll be there either. Following blind intuition, I move against the grain of the crowd. Thankfully this crowd seems to be slightly less festive than your usual festival crowd. I assume this is out of consideration for the student body. As I force my way through the masses, it don't take long for them to thin down into nothingness. This is not surprising since I am standing before the library. Even the most eager students don't bother to show anyone this section of the school. Really? It seems like a pretty big library. It seems like trying to show off. Just saying. Wait, hold on. Oh, smart. I always never know how much time I'm recording for. So this time per counter, how much? 34 minutes. Damn. I really should end the episode by now. But, you know, stuff is happening. Stuff and things. As I enter the library, the noise of the festival fades into a dull background noise, and soon I'm in the reading area at the rear of the room. Behind one of the partition desks, I see a top of a head with straight dark hair catching my eye. Hanako, I had a feeling I'd find you there. Oh, the head jumps a little in shock before slowly peeping over the petition. Hazel? Hey, Lily's pretty busy, so she sent me to find you. Oh, do you want to sit down? I'm guessing... Oh no, I'm just thinking it's just how I did that first time. Probably would not work out too well. Actually, I'm feeling a little hungry. Would you like to get something to eat from one of the stands? I bought some food, so... I shouldn't be surprised. It was worth a try. Expecting her to go outside today was a long shot. Well, apparently the line in the corridor. Jeez, man. How about we in the tea room? I passed it by on the way here. No one was around. We can make some food there and it'll be a little more comfortable. What'd you say? Also, you're not really allowed to eat in the library, so... You know. Wait. Was I just enforcing the rules? Oh god, what's wrong with me? Sure, let's go. Hanako closes the book and puts it away with deliberate practice movements. Good to go? Yeah. I wonder how this would have changed if I went with the other option. Just saying. We walked side by side from the library to the tea room. As expected, there was barely a soul around. We went for the murmurs through the walls. You couldn't tell there was a huge festival going on outside. Hanako carries her bag in both hands and focuses on just the floor ahead of her. Every now and again she seems to break her pace a little and sets in slightly shorter paces. The first time it happened I gave it no mind, but I soon noticed that she does it on a regular basis. You alright? She stops dead in her tracks. What? Oh no, it looked like you were tripping or something. Pink blush rises from her cheeks as gaze returns to the floor. It's nothing. No, when they say nothing like that, people are inspired to ask further questions. For a second I didn't think she was going to answer. Paired leave it be, almost set off walking again when... It's a game. Game? Do you see the floor here? What a bizarre question. The floor looks like any other floor. Is she avoiding the cracks? Oh no. The floor looks like any other, covered in those tiles made... She is! She's avoiding the cracks! Oh, that's awesome. Nothing noteworthy. Well yeah, what about it? Sometimes when there's no one around, I only step on dark ones. So, yeah, like, aww. Anako's voice trails off as her explanation continues, till I can barely hear her voice over the roaring silence of the empty hall. Dark ones? Shuffling her feet, Hanako points the toe of her shoe at a tile that's barely a shade darker than the others. Like these ones. Alright, so these ones are no good? I point out a nearby tile. Yeah, something like that. I see. Do you play this game a lot? Aniko shakes her head. Just when the halls are empty. Like, aww. She nods. Well then, no point in stopping. I'm beginning to get really hungry. She nods again. This time with a little more enthusiasm. Well then, let's go. I want to keep playing, but I should really stop the recording. Yeah, let's get the room and I'll stop it then. We set off down the hallway, and this time I noticed that Hanako is paying a little less attention to the floor. I wonder just how lonely does someone have to be to come up with a game like that. It's like avoiding the cracks. You know, played the game with avoiding the cracks. You know, you got like the pavement is just like squares, and then you're just like trying to step on it. Maybe I'm the weird one here. Maybe I'm the odd one out. Before I realise what I'm doing, I find myself trying to aim each step so it lands on the correct tiles. Right, fine, I said so. Right, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully see you for another episode. Goodbye.